FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
So there's a joke that people tell in Israel, which is a kid comes back from school with a note from the teacher that says, little David stole the pencil from the kid who was sitting next to him. And his father is furious. He's saying, David, I don't understand. This is not how we raised you. We don't steal anything from the kid who's sitting next to us. This is embarrassing, humiliating. I'm just flabbergasted. And if you need pencil, why don't you say something? I can bring you a dozen from work. Now, if you reflect on this intuition, it feels to me at least to be correct that while taking a pencil from work seems like a relatively easy thing, taking 10 cents from a petty cash box feels very differently. And the idea is that perhaps we can tell ourselves all kinds of stories that justify taking pencil from work, but taking 10 cents from a petty cash box, there's no stories that can go with it. So how do you test something like this? Here are two experiments. The first one is not a good experiment from an experimental method, but it's cute. I walked around MIT, and I distributed 6 packs of Cokes in the refrigerators. And I would come back and check on how my Cokes were doing. This is the technically it's called the half-lifetime of Coke. And very quickly, all the Cokes disappeared. And then I did the same thing, but with money. I took a plate with 6 $1 bills, and I put it in the refrigerators. Now, the students could have taken the single dollar bills, they could have gone to a vending machine, they could have gotten Coke and cash and change. Nobody ever took money. Now, this is not a good experiment for all kinds of reasons, so let me tell you about a better experiment to test this idea. We go back to our matrix experiment. A third of the people get the sheet, 5 minutes are over, they give it to us, we give them $4. A third of the people finish, they shred it up, they come, said, Mr. Experimenter, I solved X problems, give me X dollars. They claim to solve 7 problems. The final third does the task, shred a piece of paper, comes to us and says, Mr. Experimenter, I solved X problems, give me X tokens. They get a bunch of tokens. They walk 12 feet to the side and exchange a token for $1. Now, in a sense, this is a pencil. Now, it's a pencil for a few seconds, and it's not, you can't really explain, you can't really rationalize as much, but still, when people cheat, they cheat for a token, and they don't cheat for money. And the bad news is that cheating doubled in that condition. Now, think about the following. Think about how easy it is for people to backdate their stock options and still feel good about themselves, right? I mean, it's not money, it's stocks. It's not stocks, it's stock options. It's not asking for more, it's just changing the date a little bit. How many places there are in this process to rationalize things for ourselves and therefore feel better about it? And I think it's perfectly reasonable to assume that people could do that and still feel quite good about themselves.